Did you know that you have a powerful shadow government ready to give you assistance on earth? It's your royal bloodline. Vicky Dillard here, aka Goddess Guru. I'm doing it again. Your Ancestors Webinar Part 3. This time, we're going to be discussing both your terrestrial and celestial lineage. Go to my website today, onpurposewithvicky.com. This is for the whole wide world.
Creator of Friends, the popular show, the sitcom that was on for many seasons, the co-writer, her name is Marta. She's pledging to give out $4 million for African and African American studies. The reason behind it is because she feels guilty. She knows that she didn't include Black people on the hit show Friends. And if you watch the show, all of them are white, and they included a Black character like as a girlfriend like years after the show started. And even that, one of the actors, David, that was playing as Ross, claims that he's the one that pushed to have a Black girlfriend on that show because he wanted the cast to have diversity. So the Friends co-creator Marta Kauffman is pledging $4 million to establish an endowed professorship in African and African American studies at a university. The gift, she says, comes after a period of self-reflection and a series of interviews in which she expressed regret about the lack of diversity on the hit NBC sitcom. Martha is said to have been deeply affected by George Floyd and the nationwide protests sparked by his murder that furthered conversation about systematic racism and calls for inclusion across countless industries. Basically, what she's saying is the reason why she didn't have a Black person in that show is because deep down she was sold on, systemic racism, and she didn't know it then. According to her, she didn't know it then. She didn't know that what she's doing was racist, basically. But now that she has realized that she was affected with systemic racism, she is giving $4 million to African and African American studies, which is a good start, because there are governments up until this point that are not even considering reparation. They're not even apologizing for what they have done when it comes to colonization and slavery. So her feeling the guilt and talking about it is not a bad thing. But I also want to question her intentions, because she said the reason why she did this is because she took time to reflect, and also she's been asked in numerous interviews why she didn't include a Black person in that cast. So I feel like it's also pressure. It's also her having to defend why she did what she did, because I've watched the reunion and it's very clear how they chose the cast members. They were very specific who they wanted that role to play. So you can't tell me there was no consideration of that, because they've included a transgender in that sitcom. They've included a gay person, and this sitcom started in 1994. It was an old sitcom, so even during that time where it was not acceptable, they were allies to the LGBTQ community, but it shows that they were not ready to be allies to the Black community. But now she's saying she's giving $4 million. I hope that money goes to good use, and Africans and African Americans benefit from the money that she has donated. What are your thoughts on this creator's donation to the African and African American community? I am Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Living in America as a Black person, you recognize there is one set of laws for you and one set of laws for those, especially in the white community. In our book, Passive Aggressive Racism in the System of White Supremacy, I take you through times in my life when I first started noticing white supremacy. We teach you how to recognize it, identify it, and also counter it in our book. This book is a beginner's course for those that are just starting to wake up and open their eyes to see the system of white supremacy. As a Black American person, you must understand this system, because this system is life or death to you. How you handle it, how you deal with it, it can affect your mental health if you don't understand this system. Pick up our book, Passive Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy, today on Amazon.